It's 2025 and the line between fiction and reality is thinner than ever. You're scrolling through social media when a new superhero shows up on your feed. A hero that doesn't just fight villains in the traditional sense, but takes on the very fabric of the internet itself. This isn't your typical cape-wearing, super strength kind of hero. This is a superhero for the digital age, and they're more real than you might think. Imagine this, a viral video of a person facing down an ordinary problem, only to discover they have extraordinary powers. But here's the twist: their power doesn't come from a radioactive spider or a cosmic stone, it comes from the way they interact with you, the viewer. They gain strength from social media interactions, from likes, shares, and comments, turning the everyday internet user into an unlikely ally in their mission to save, or sometimes destroy, the digital world. Welcome to the era of viral heroes where influencers, superhumans, and social media collide. These aren't just fictional characters anymore. They're your peers, your neighbors, and in some cases, the very creators you follow online. But how do we get here? What's the real power behind these viral heroes? And why are we all so obsessed with them? Context and exploration. To understand how superheroes evolved into their current viral forms, we need to take a step back and look at the rise of digital platforms. Social media has changed the way we communicate, how we consume entertainment, and even how we view heroism itself. What once started as a niche genre in comic books has expanded into a global phenomenon. The advent of platforms like Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok has given rise to a new breed of celebrity. These influencers are more than just content creators. They're the new heroes of the digital world. They wield power not in physical combat, but in the realm of popularity, influence, and attention. It's through these platforms that modern-day superheroes are born, their strength derived from the attention they attract and the impact they have on their audience. But it's not just about social media clout. The stories we see today, from The Boys to Vought Plus, are complex narratives about identity, power, and responsibility. They address real-world issues like mental health, the ethics of technology, and the blurred lines between reality and fiction. What does it mean to be a hero in 2025? What does it mean to have power in an age where every action can be broadcast to millions? Main argument theme: viral heroes in a digital world. The core of these new age superheroes lies in their connection to the digital world. We no longer live in a time where heroes must be larger than life figures with impossible abilities. Instead, today's heroes are highly relatable figures whose powers are tied to the very technologies we use every day. Let's dive into how this shift is impacting storytelling and the psyche of audiences. The power of the internet. Social media platforms now function as the battlegrounds for these heroes. Their abilities often rely on the number of likes, shares, and comments they receive, turning the traditional power structure upside down. These superheroes gain strength as they become more viral, their influence growing with each interaction. A simple video can go viral in minutes, elevating an ordinary person to superhero status. Influencers as heroes. Influencers are the modern-day superheroes. They have massive followings, their words and actions can shape public opinion, and in some cases, their influence can even change the course of history. However, there's a dark side to this as well. Many influencers grapple with mental health issues, the pressure of public scrutiny, and the overwhelming expectations placed on them by their audiences. The rise of influencers as heroes, and sometimes anti-heroes, raises important questions about the responsibilities that come with fame and power. Superhero narratives. In 2025, today's superhero stories are often more grounded in reality than ever before. They deal with complex issues like grief, loss identity, and the moral ambiguities of power. Take, for example, the new superhero show Vought Plus, a show that examines the nature of grief through the lens of superheroes who are forced to grapple with their own pasts and regrets. These stories are not just about saving the world, but also about saving themselves. This departure from the classic hero-villain dichotomy introduces a level of depth and realism that appeals to today's audiences. We are living in an era where superheroes are not just warriors, they are flawed, relatable individuals who must reconcile their powers with their personal lives. The psychological complexity of these characters makes them even more compelling and helps to further blur the line between fiction and reality. The role of technology in superhero stories. Technology plays a critical role in the evolution of superheroes. Whether it's AI, cybernetic enhancements, or virtual reality, today's heroes often rely on technology to enhance their abilities. Characters like Ironheart or Moon Knight demonstrate how technology can augment human abilities and provide new avenues for heroism. However, this reliance on technology also raises ethical questions. If anyone can access the same technology, does that make them a hero, or does it simply make them powerful? Call to action, engagement, and interaction. We want to hear from you! How do you think social media is changing the concept of heroism? Do you believe influencers are today's true superheroes? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Let's start a conversation about what it means to be a hero in this new digital age. If you like this deep dive into the world of viral heroes, make sure to like, and subscribe for more content. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you're always updated when we release new videos that explore the latest trends in entertainment, technology, and superhero culture. Conclusion and teaser leave them wanting more. The digital age has redefined what it means to be a superhero. No longer do we look to the skies for our heroes. Today, they're living right in front of us, on our screens, in our feeds, and in our communities. But the real question is, where do we go from here? As technology continues to evolve, what's next for the viral heroes of tomorrow? Stay tuned as we dive deeper into this phenomenon in our next video. We'll explore the psychological impact of viral heroes on younger generations, the role of social media in shaping hero narratives, and how we can expect these stories to evolve in the coming years. As we continue to explore the evolution of superheroes in 2025, it's impossible to ignore the psychological toll that the new breed of viral heroes experiences. These are no longer your traditional heroes, whose only responsibility was to fight evil and save the day. In this new era, heroes face a much different struggle, the burden of influence. With every click, like and comment, these heroes gain more power, but they also take on more responsibility. In a world where the internet never forgets, their every move is magnified, dissected, and scrutinized. They're forced to navigate a constant, unyielding spotlight. What happens to a hero's mental state when their every moment is documented, when their flaws are exposed, and when they're expected to embody perfection at all times? We're all familiar with the idea of the tragic hero, those who are often haunted by the very powers that make them great. But in 2025, we're starting to see digital heroes who struggle not only with their powers, but with their sense of self in a world where identity is increasingly influenced by public perception. In this chapter, we'll explore the deep psychological impact that being a viral hero has on those who live in the digital spotlight, the dangers of clout chasing, and how their influence shapes not just their audience, but their own sense of self-worth. Context: the rise of digital fame and its impact on identity. The journey of becoming a viral hero starts with something we're all familiar with: the search for identity. In earlier decades, fame was associated with physical talent, acting, music, sports. But in the 2020s, the internet has shifted this entirely. Influencers, streamers, and digital content creators now dominate the social landscape. In this new world, identity is fluid, constantly changing based on the persona these creators put out into the world. Every tweet, every post, every story is an opportunity to reinvent oneself, to craft a public-facing image that aligns with one's goals. But here's the twist for many viral heroes: this image is not just a part of who they are, it is who they become. There's no longer a distinction between public and private life. What's real becomes increasingly difficult to define when your entire world exists through the lens of a smartphone camera. This phenomenon has created a paradox for viral heroes. On one hand, their public persona grants them power, fame, and influence. On the other, their private self often gets lost in the process, leaving them to grapple with a crisis of identity. The viral hero doesn't just have to save the world. They must also balance the expectations of their audience with their own internal needs. They can't just post a funny video anymore. They have to navigate the psychological toll of being a symbol for their followers, representing everything from social causes to personal vulnerability. Are we ready for the next step in heroism? Or will we find ourselves trapped in the very technology that